leave me breathless, breathless.
It's me, Erica, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about my breastfeeding experience. I'm in Patrick's office and Kylan is watching his little show right now, so my time is probably limited, but I'm just gonna talk about like my first experiences with breastfeeding and how I increased my supply, as well as answering some questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram. So to start off, my milk first came in 3 days after I gave birth to Kylan, and I was really stressed out about it because I was like, oh my god, is he not getting enough milk? And I was stressing out of the fact that like, what if I don't like get my milk in yet, because at the first few days it's only colostrum that comes out. So I did a bunch of random things to try and get my milk to come out. One of the things that I purchased is called organic mother's milk tea, which has fennel, and I think it's called fenugreek, which those are two main things that help increase healthy lactation and milk supply. I only took like a bag of this and I didn't see any effect, so I was like, okay. Next I tried booby bark, which I don't have any of that right now, but I feel like that really helped my milk come in. I took it I think the day that I came home from the hospital, and the next day my breasts were very full and I was able to hand express milk for Kylan. Another thing that I did was I had a quinoa and oatmeal like sort of licuado. If you're Hispanic, you know what I'm talking about. I would blend quinoa and oatmeal as well as apples and kind of made like a weird oatmeal out of that, and that really helped me have a healthy lactation for Kylan. And to this day I still drink that maybe a few times a week, once or twice a week, but I would highly suggest that to any girl who is having trouble breastfeeding or having their milk supply come out. I would highly suggest quinoa and oatmeal licuado, or booby bark or booby bars, stuff like that. They sell it at Target, Walmart. It's a little bit expensive, which is why I went with the quinoa and oatmeal route, because that was kind of natural and I could get it at a lower cost. But that's how I got my milk to come in. As far as breastfeeding throughout the day, I breastfeed Kylan every 3 hours throughout the day, and then at night I only give him one dream feeding. His last feeding is at about 9 o'clock at night, and then his like dream feeding is about 2 in the morning, and then he doesn't feed again until like 6 to 7 o'clock. So that's how our schedule is. Kylan is pretty much sleep trained. For the most part at night, I get a good amount of sleep. He gets a good amount of sleep between like 4 to 5 hour periods. So that's why I only give him one feeding at night, but throughout the day, he'll have his 3 hour like interval feedings. One thing that I did run into a problem while I was feeding Kylan was that my right breast had a really heavy, fast letdown, which meant that it would give Kylan like sort of like a reflux, and he would kind of latch off and start coughing up a bunch and be like choking, because it was like coming out really fast to him. So what I would do, some people say pump before breastfeeding to help with that. I have given up pumping completely. I exclusively breastfeed, and I'm really proud of myself because I didn't think that that would be me, just like exclusively breastfeeding. I thought I would be the type to like pump, and so I would have like more, I guess, freedom or independence. What?
Sorry, I was just reminding you to hit that thumbnail for the video thing.
Oh, okay.
Right, like, but...
Okay, let me do it. So I didn't think I would be the like breastfeeding type. I thought I would be the pumping type, but I did not like pumping, and I would not suggest pumping to a lot of girls their first couple of days of breastfeeding, because it can mess up with your natural supply. And I found that out the hard way, because it led to a really heavy letdown. Unless, like, worst case scenario, your milk isn't coming in naturally, then you can pump to kind of just stimulate. your breasts and your nipples, but I would not suggest pumping, and I feel like that was a mistake on my part. But anyways, back to Kylan. He would be choking and it led to reflux because my right boob was coming out way too fast. So what I would do is I would have like some sort of a muslin cloth or a burp cloth underneath him. So when I felt my heavy letdown coming on, or I could see it, because I could see it the milk kind of spilling out of his mouth, I would unlatch him, put the cloth over my nipple to kind of just let that harsh letdown out. And just so Kylan wouldn't be cranky and like screaming or crying, I would give him his pacifier at the same time, just so he's like kind of entertained and I can get this out, and so he's not crying or anything like that. And then I would latch him back on once I feel like the heavy letdown is past and gone. And that has made breastfeeding a lot better for me. He's no longer fussy, he no longer has reflux. He's really good with breastfeeding now, and he latches on pretty good. I was lucky that I didn't have that much of a trouble with his latch. And then for the other side, because as most of you know, when you breastfeed on one side, the other side can leak. And I didn't realize it until like 2 weeks into breastfeeding. I was like, whoa, why is my bra like leaking? And then my mom was like, well, you do know you're gonna leak on the other side. And I was like, oh, I didn't even like think of that. So a lot of people say to use Haka, like the Haka pump or the Haka thingamajigger, but I use the Milk Saver. I just got it from like a baby shower gift, so this is what I use. I haven't purchased the Haka, I might, but you just put this on the other side, it catches the letdown, and then you can either save the letdown and freeze it, or for a bottle later on. I have stopped saving my milk because there is not enough room in the freezer to save all my milk. So I just kind of throw it away. I'm thinking about donating it though, like my excess milk, I might donate it. Just because I know like other moms can't breastfeed for whatever reason and they want their babies to be breastfed. Now on to questions. Does it hurt after or while breastfeeding? The first like 4 weeks, I would say it felt really uncomfortable. Like I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with this pain forever. Like it was kind of like a pinching, stinging feeling. Specifically on this boob, I was like, oh my gosh. And I only wanted him to like breastfeed on this boob, but you know, you can't really do that. So yeah, it hurt for a few weeks, but now it doesn't hurt at all. I don't even feel it. Like I could just roll over and he could latch on and I don't feel a thing. How do you cope with the first few days with latching discomfort and knowing if baby got enough? So with latching discomfort, there are nipple balms that you can use. And if you are pregnant right now, I would suggest using those nipple balms a few days before, keeping your nipple nice and moisturized. If you can't get those balms, coconut oil is really good. It's safe for you, it's safe for the baby, because that's also something to keep in mind. But yeah, keeping your area nice and moisturized so you don't get cracking or bleeding. I was lucky enough to not get that, but I know some of my friends that have, so I would highly suggest that. Also hot showers, so your milk can kind of, I guess, loosen up or whatever, because I would take a hot shower and my milk would just start squirting out from different areas. So I would highly suggest a hot shower and keeping your nipples moisturized. As far as knowing if the baby gets enough, your body produces the amount that your baby needs. Like that's what my doctor always told me, like you don't have to worry about producing enough because your body knows what your baby needs. But keeping his weight, like tracking his weight, I do that with Kylan. Every so often I weigh myself and Kylan on like a little weight thingy, just to make sure that he's either maintaining or gaining weight, and so that's how I know that he's getting enough. Also I look for like the signals if he's like, or like putting his hands in his mouth too much, or like making like these weird faces. I know, oh my god, he's hungry, he didn't get enough in the previous feeding. So just looking for those little signs that your baby gives out to you. Do you only breastfeed or do you give formula too? I only breastfeed right now. I'm hoping that I can breastfeed for as long as I can. I have nothing against formula, but for us, I know breastfeeding is best because one, it's so much cheaper. Formula can be really expensive and we're not, you know, down for that. Like, if my body can provide something naturally for my son, I'd rather go that way. How long do you plan to breastfeed? Like I mentioned, I think I plan on breastfeeding for as long as I can. Hopefully, fingers crossed, at least a year, I hope. Like, I really hope that. Like, I'm trying to introduce foods to him when he's about 4 to 5 months. That's when I was introduced to food, and depending on how Kylan is, I'm hoping that's when I can introduce foods to him. And then breastfeeding maybe like twice, 3 times a day. What supplements do you take or foods do you eat to increase your supply? I haven't been into supplements. Like I said, I only took one of these tea things and I didn't really like it. And I didn't feel like it did anything. So that's as far as I went for supplements. I was really lucky that my breastfeeding experience has gone really well. At first, I was kind of skeptical and anxious because I was worried about the same things that probably most moms are. Is he getting enough? This hurts, or like my freedom and my ability to go out and still be able to breastfeed. I haven't breastfed in public yet. I don't know how that would go, but to me it's like a natural thing, and you know, everyone eats, babies gotta eat too. So whether it's in public or hidden, it's about me and the baby being comfortable and him being fed. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my breastfeeding experience. I hope everyone else's breastfeeding experience is going well, and I would advise you guys to just take it like, not even day by day, but like hour by hour. Everything gets better. There's always a way around it, and if breastfeeding isn't for you and you need to formula feed, then that's fine. Or you need to supplement in some other way, that's fine. As long as your baby is fed and you both are happy and content, then everything's Gucci. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see any other kind of like mommy type videos, then let me know in the comments and maybe I can do more of them. I was kind of rambling throughout this video just because I kind of feel like I'm talking to like a friend, like giving advice on breastfeeding, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, share the video. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new video with baby Kylan. If you have any other questions, you can DM me on Instagram. I try to answer most of my DMs and help out as many mamas as I can. I hope everyone's staying healthy and safe in their homes with their babies. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.